and security. At the same time, it gives us an opportunity to find a solution that benefits our firefighters, our city, and the citizens we serve. Our goal right now is simply to bring awareness to the issue, keep the conversation moving, and make sure the concerns of Local 103's membership are heard. We want to be part of finding a responsible, long-term solution that protects our firefighters, supports our city, and puts the fire service in a strong position for many years to come. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next on the agenda, unfinished business, finance, administration, Chairwoman Vargas.
Thank you. We have received the information that was requested. Do we have any questions on what we have received? Do we understand what it is that we have received thus far as to raise or not raise this tax? Are there any discussions?
There is one point that I would like to bring up just so that for the council's awareness. The statutory requirements for property taxes are very complex, but part of it is that you are allowed to take a voluntary reduction. That's the term in property tax language, to lower your property taxes over the highest tax rate ceiling. But when you do that in an even year, which is this year, you would bind next year's tax levy to this lowered amount too. Does that make sense? So you are essentially making a decision for this year and for next year to voluntarily reduce it. I just want to make sure you all are aware of that.
I mean, keeping it the same, not reducing.
Well, you are reducing it because the current rate and currently in place, that is allowed to be increased just a little bit next year. That's called the tax rate ceiling. So you are allowed to levy a tax at that rate. But if you chose to do a lower rate, which yes would be this year's current rate, but still would be a reduction, it would bind next year's property tax levy as well.
How does keeping the same rate impact the budget?
So it will have a reduction in the base evaluation. So when you look at it, we have a reduction in what property values are assessed at. So that reduction, based on keeping the levy the same, will reduce it overall an estimation of about $75,000. Now you will have new construction that will begin being taxed that can make up some of that. That is always difficult when we try to predict taxes and predict on what the valuation will be. That is difficult. This current budget has a 3% growth in our general revenue. When it came to property taxes, we only planned for a 1% growth. So we are possibly going to be less than that 1% growth.
Okay. And I want to make sure that I'm understanding what the firefighters are, where'd he go? There he is. What you're asking, is it that you're asking that if we don't raise the taxes, that we consider putting on a ballot a certain funding?
A sales tax would be on the ballot. There are ways to work at
Josh.
So the overall idea behind it is there will be an increase in sales tax, but there are options out there to decrease personal property taxes, kind of to balance that out, make up for it.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Okay.
What kind of percentage?
There are so many variables out there. If I told you one right now, it'd be irresponsible of me.
Oh,
So it's something we'd have to put down on paper, the language, everything about it. So,
because you would still continue to get funding through this, but then.
well, that's where we talk about the language. We talk about how the fire department would be funded if this tax were passed and so on. So, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Currently, these the property taxes were originally levied on the police and fire pension, they don't pay the total amount that it takes to pay for our firefighters and police officers' pensions. We supplement those then with general revenue out of our general sales tax.
So only people to be affected by this, if it was up, is new residential homes, right? Am I saying this right? New buildings, new homes. The taxes that are, if we were to say yes today, right, it's only going to affect the value of that home if someone added something to that house. Like for what we were talking about the existing home.
So the existing home,
Right.
there's clearly based on the valuation, which we don't know which homes increased in valuation
Right.
or decreased. So if someone's home increased, then yes. If someone's home decreased, they could pay the same. It is really difficult to answer that when we don't know exactly what a person's taxes have done. So a better way or a more consistent way to look at it is what it is per 100.
Okay, that's where the 100 comes. Okay.
Yes. That is the most consistent way to look at it.
I know if I was to add something to my house, my value of my property goes up.
That's correct. You might even just remodel your house
Right.
or, yes, put a new roof and siding on it, and that might increase
Okay.
it slightly.
I mean, it increases every year on the valuation, regardless if you do anything.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other discussions, questions? Are we understanding that should we pass what is in front of us, which is saying that we're going to stay where we are, that this is what it's going to, who's going to benefit from it and who's not going to benefit from it, versus if we raise it, who's going to benefit from it and who's not going to benefit from it? Do we understand that part?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, okay. So what we're voting on today is, do we want to stay where we are? Yes or no? That's what we're voting on today.
Yes.
Well, we have already voted on this.
You're correct, we voted on it, and what we would be doing is we will be repealing that ordinance that we voted on, because you have to do that in order to go to this.
Okay.
Are you going to vote on repealing the ordinance first?
Correct.
No, I'm sorry, it's just one ordinance. So if this ordinance that is just on the agenda, it would both repeal last Wednesday's ordinance and set the
Okay, it will
rates.
automatically do it to
Yes.
us. Okay,
So just one vote.
No, okay.
okay.
If we wish to not repeal it,
Just say no.
then we'd just say no.
Yes.
Correct. Yes would mean repealing last Wednesday's ordinance and setting the higher rates. Voting yes would, I'm sorry, I'm just mixed up. Voting yes would repeal and then set the current rates. Voting no would leave last Wednesday's ordinance in place.
Mhm.
All right.
So we're all in understanding of what this ordinance is going to represent, and the way we're going to vote is according to the repeal and the passing of our newest statute of what we consider this bill to be, right? So we're all understanding the vote. So with that being said, next on the agenda, I call for the reading of Bill number 2026-104.
Bill 2026-104, call for ordinance repealing ordinance number 12490 relating to the levying and providing for the collection of taxes for the year 2026 in the city of Sedalia, Missouri.
Second reading?
Second.
I got a second and a motion for the reading of Bill number 2026-104. Any objections? All in favor?
Aye.
Bill number 2026-104, call for ordinance repealing ordinance number 12490 relating to levying and providing for the collection of taxes for the year 2026 in the city of Sedalia, Missouri.
final passage.
Second.
Got a motion and second for final passage of Bill number 2026-104. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
I'm sorry, it's roll call.
Roll call.
Scribner is absent. Bogus?
Yes, I am in favor of repealing the ordinance that we had before.
Covington?
Yes.
Cross?
Now, if I vote yes, I'm voting on the tax.
Reduction. So is that a yes or?
So if I vote yes, then I'm saying to leave the tax like it is, like we
Cap.
passed it.
No, no. For the reduction.
Okay, I'm voting no.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
you got it.
sorry.
Did he say yes or no?
He
No.
said no.
Okay, no. Thank you. Redford?
Yes.
Franklin?
No.
Robinson?
No.
Ames?
No.
Okay, we have 1, 2, 3 yes, 3 no, and 1 absent. Wait a minute, that's not right. I'm sorry.
4 no.
4 no, 3 yes, 1.
So we have a motion that passed or failed?
The bill does not pass.
Okay, the bill does not pass. All right. Well, next on the agenda, I have a personnel issue that I'd like to discuss before we go into close.
Mayor, personnel items are closed items, so to discuss them in open, we would need a vote of the council to open those items.
Well, I ran on transparency.
We would
formed
need a
group
vote
text.
of
Hold
the
on,
council.
hold on, Nancy. I formed a group text of 10 mayors and their municipal attorneys. So I had a discussion. And since I ran on transparency, I am allowed to discuss this thing because they described this like this. I am the CEO. I was the elected official that was chosen to represent all of the voices of the city of Sedalia. So I wish to open this up to have a conversation. If you would like to object it, then I have 10 other attorneys, municipal attorneys, that will dispute anything you say. Because I had a lengthy conversation and I can show you the text message that I would like to say.
All I'm
So with
saying
that
is
being
that
said,
personnel matters are closed
It's not
matters, and if
personal
you would like
because I
to
ran on
open them,
transparency
we would
and
need
it
a
is a
council
public
vote.
matter and I can do this. I have the right to do this. I do. I have the municipal right to exercise transparency and I have, as a mayor, a First Amendment right as well. So what we're going to discuss today, and we can talk about this in close as well, but I have the law to support it. And I also have the documentation and proof on this stuff too. So the matter that is going to be discussed in close, right, is what they're going to do about me based on some discrepancies that we have noticed and we recognize. They've acknowledged that they were lies as well. So when I went to the administrator to address this issue by saying that we should write these people up, suspend them or terminate, he refused to do his job and said that I created a hostile working environment. Which I can say then that that's insubordination. Because if your CEO is asking you to do something, then it's your requirement as the city administrator to listen to the wishes of the mayor that was elected by a large discrepancy. Not a close race, but a large one. So I was selected to be the voice of this town. I was selected for that. So that you know how everything operates. I have been requesting to sit in the interview process all the way back since the MML conference 4 months ago. Never received the email back, never attended. The first series of interviews was hosted while we were at the MML conference. So it was intentional. But I have the proof and documentation because, as they all know, I print everything off. And it will become public. As far as the lies that we've discovered, as far as sanitation, I mean, we had a transfer of paint, a missing bolt on a mud flap, a busted mirror that happened on Oak Grove Road. injury that said occurred that happened at the hospital. I thought that this stuff should have been public knowledge because I ran on transparency. So as we go in the closed door, they will most certainly talk about my First Amendment right that I have 10 municipal attorneys that will side with me on how to conduct business in the position that I am in. So it begs to call when I requested multiple times at multiple meetings to receive this information. It took 3 months. Based on what these attorneys told me, you know, I can sue the council members as well as the municipality for refusing to give me those documentations. Did you all know that? I could. I can currently have a lawsuit against every one of these municipal council members for refusing to give me the documentation that I requested. It's also in bad faith for your city attorney to not let you know that when she sits right there at every meeting, as well as receiving emails that I emailed 3 times that was to everybody, which she replied, don't send to reply all, about sitting in to these interview processes. So for her to say that she wasn't aware of this, I mean, I just don't believe it. And this is the problem that I have with our municipality attorney. I do. And the fact that there's no support on this council to do the right thing. Why would they keep that information from you guys? It's very disturbing, the behavior that I've witnessed upstairs. And it is my amendment right. So I will tell you how I will conduct myself moving forward because I have the right to do so. When I email, I will not comment, but I will post it. When I receive calls from everybody in this town about certain items, and if it doesn't get a response that I wish that it would, then you know who to call. You call your municipality and wonder why your mayor was answering your questions and they weren't answered or addressed. Moving forward, that is how I'm going to conduct myself. So we don't say that I create a hostile working environment because I ask you to do something, you refuse to do your job. Now, I will motion to go to closed door, and we'll discuss this further.
I just want to apologize on behalf of that. What was supposed to happen next was to acknowledge all the firefighters, the police department, and all those that when that building collapsed yesterday. I want to acknowledge everyone that came out for the safety of the public of the city of Sedalia. And also, I want to apologize to the people who came out because we were going to do the goodness and welfare. I was going to motion that we're going to get a second motion just for you all to speak. At this time, we got other issues we need to deal with. So at this time, we're going to dismiss. And I apologize on that.
We need a motion.
We need a motion.
Motion to move into closed door meeting in the upstairs conference room pursuant to subsections 1, legal advice, 3, personnel, and 13, individually identifiable personnel records of section 610.021 RSMO.
I got a motion and a second to go to closed door. Any objections?
We need a roll call vote.
Robinson?
Yes.
Ames?
Yes.
Scribner is absent. Bogus?
Yes.
Covington?
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Redford?
Yes.
And Franklin.
Motion to open?
Second.
Got a second, a motion to open.
May I ask for the floor?
I'm sorry?
May I ask to be recognized on the floor and make a statement?
Yes.
Yes.
Over the last several months, an elected official has chosen to make this an increasingly personal by making accusations about me publicly, question my integrity, and this person has used social media to encourage criticism and at times the public shaming of city employees. I think that conduct speaks for itself. I was raised to believe that how you treat people matters, particularly when you have been entrusted with a public office. I was raised to disagree with people without trying to humiliate them. I was raised to deal with people directly rather than attacking them publicly. And I was raised to understand that having authority over someone creates a greater responsibility to treat that person fairly, not a lesser one. I have served this community for many years. During that time, I have disagreed with elected officials, employees, and members of the public. People have certainly disagreed with me. That is part of public service. But disagreements do not require personal destruction. What concerns me even more is when the conflict begins to involve other city employees. Our employees should not be pulled into a personal or a political dispute. They're professionals doing their jobs, and they deserve to be trusted that way. I will not publicly criticize or discuss an individual's employee's performance in a setting like this. I do not believe that would be appropriate, professional, or fair to the employee. I'm not going to retaliate with insults. I'm not going to attack anyone's character, and I'm not going to participate in a public spectacle. Instead, I will continue to conduct myself professionally and do my job as long as you entrust me to do it. At the end of the day, each of us has to decide what kind of person we are going to be when we are giving authority over people. Titles are temporary. Elections come and go, jobs end, but how we treat people, particularly people who cannot respond to us on an equal footing, says something about who we are. I cannot control what is posted about me online, what is said about me, or how someone else chooses to conduct themselves, but I can control how I respond. I was raised to tell the truth. I was raised to treat people with dignity. I was raised to stand up for the people who work for me, especially when it would be easier to remain silent. And I was raised to understand that having power over someone is never an excuse to mistreat them. So whatever happens here today or whatever decisions are made, I'm going to leave this room knowing that I conducted myself the way I was raised. Someday, none of us will have titles that we have today. And when that day comes, what will matter is not the title we held, but whether we can stand before God with a clear conscience about what we did with that power and how we treated the people that He placed in our path. Thank you.
Motion to close?
Second.
A motion and second to close the open door session.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye. Any opposed?